Welcome to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be talking about my top 5 niche fragrances for the office, so stay tuned. Before we get into the list, guys, if you like the content, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me grow my channel and I do appreciate it a lot. So what I had in mind when I designed this niche list was more original fragrances that are a little bit more unique for somebody who maybe wants to stand out a little bit at work or exude that class and professionalism that a lot of companies might demand, or somebody with a higher end job that either has the money or also, again, wants to really have something that smells like the class and professionalism that they and their company represent. Number 5 on the list is Amouage Reflection Man. This one made the list for me because it is a classy masculine scent. Now this is one that is quite floral. It has a lot of white florals in it, and despite the fact that I'm not really a fan of florals in general as a masculine fragrance, this one is something that's extremely mass appealing. It has a lot of class and character to it, and I have to give it the respect that it deserves. So this is a beautiful fragrance that will be a little bit more unique than a lot of designer fragrances, and it is very, very mass appealing. So this one lasts over 8 hours on my skin and will last most people through most work days. So this is a really great choice if you want something that's a little bit more classy and masculine and really gives off that sort of professionalism and formalism that you might want in the workplace. Number 4 on the list is Tom Ford Oud Wood. I like this one because it is both classy and unique. The centerpiece of this fragrance to my nose is oud, but this is by no means skanky or animalic or dirty in any way. So it does come off very masculine and woody. There's also pepper and cardamom in there to bring a lot of spiciness to it. And there is underneath that in the base vanilla and tonka bean that adds some sweetness, and it really adds a nice dimension to this otherwise woody, spicy fragrance. This is something that is going to have you not smelling like everybody else, but it is very classy and it comes off to my nose quite masculine, and I think this one is great for the office for that reason. It's probably the safest oud fragrance that I personally have ever smelled because it doesn't come off particularly oudy, even though it is quite a woody fragrance. Now, this one doesn't have the best performance. I get just over 6 hours. I know a lot of people don't get good longevity with this one, although other people do get a longer longevity with this one. Now, of course, you can always be prepared to reapply this one, but just be aware that at least for a lot of people, this one does have longevity issues. But this is a very beautiful fragrance that comes off classy, masculine, and professional, and really lends itself well to the office. So I do really like this one, and so number 4, Tom Ford Oud Wood. Number 3 on my list is perhaps one of the kings of gentlemanly fragrances, and that is none other than Creed Green Irish Tweed. This is one that has a nice citrus accord to it from the lemon verbena that really works well with this very sort of dewy, fresh cut grass accord with it. Now this is very inoffensive and extremely masculine. This is also one that I found to be extremely, extremely mass appealing, so it's quite a safe fragrance. This is one of those very classic men's fragrances. It's green, it has some citrus in there, and it is quite masculine. So this is a really great choice. It's also one that has spectacular longevity, so I get well over 8 hours with this. This can easily go to the 10-hour mark on my skin, and so I really enjoy this one quite a bit. And it is something that's very classy and very professional, and you can definitely wear this one in the most formal of occasions and still smell appropriate. So that's my number 3, Creed Green Irish Tweed. Number 2 on my list is none other than Roja Dove Elysium. This fragrance is actually the reason that I like vetiver. Was not a huge fan of it, but this is such a beautiful, beautiful, fresh mix of citrus and vetiver, and it just works so well. So in the opening, there's this beautiful lemon, almost kind of fresh squeezed lemonade kind of smell, not really tart, but very citrusy and lemony. And it has this beautiful, beautiful fresh vetiver that is there throughout the life of this fragrance. This is extremely easy to wear, and it is very, very mass appealing. It's also classy. It is a Roja Dove, and it's, it is more expensive, and you do get what you pay for in that respect. This is one of the most beautiful fragrances I've ever smelled. One of the best fresh fragrances in my opinion. and it does come off masculine and classy. The only issue I have with this one is I don't get the best sillage with this one, so I do usually get a couple of hours of sillage and then it dies down into a barely detectable skin scent that does last for quite a long time, but it's something that is barely something you can smell. I kind of have to bury my nose in my arm. Now I will say a lot of people have said they get great longevity with this one, so it is one you should sample, try out, see if you get longevity that makes it worth the price point. But this is also a very versatile fragrance, so it is worth the money if it works on your skin. The number one spot for me is none other than Parfums de Marly Galloway. Now this is one that I discovered early in my fragrance journey, and it is one that it did take me a couple wearings to really fall in love with, but once I wore it a few times, it is one that I really loved. And it is one to me that it screamed immediately professional, classy, and something the boss would easily wear in the office. This is a very beautiful musky fragrance. It has under that some citrus, which really adds a nice layer to the muskiness. And there's even a note of pepper in there that gives it a little bit of zest. This is a very fresh, clean fragrance, and this is one that to me comes off as very classy and very professional. And I think the office is probably one of the best places to wear this one. This one also, in typical Parfums de Marly fashion, does have excellent performance. So, I get between 8 and 10 hours, which is something that's really nice. It has moderate sillage, so it's not really screechy, but that is also something that I think works really well in the office. I don't think you want something that's really going to drown people out, something that's going to really make people upset. This is also one I don't think is going to be particularly offensive. It's easy to wear, it's very fresh, that musk is very beautiful, and it works so well with the citrus. I also find that the citrus note does last quite a while. You do get hints of it more or less throughout the entire life of this fragrance, and it does add a very nice dimension. So that's it, guys. My number one spot, Parfums de Marly Galloway. Anyways, that's it for this one. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next video.